Welcome to 0 to 100 Podcast. It's your man Street.
Your man JRock.
Our man Coach K is off today. He wasn't able to make it, so we're not going to do a full episode. But what we did want to do is do a quick recap of what we saw tonight with the Danny Garcia Keith Thurman fight. First and foremost, I'll let my man JRock go because y'all know I'm basking in the glory of my boxing knowledge right now.
Well, I tell you right now, looking at the fight, I mean, it was very clear that Keith won the fight. Very clear. I feel like Danny won on my scorecard about 4 rounds. So, you know, throughout the fight, Keith Thurman was definitely he wasn't the one coming forward, but he was the one pushing the action. He was the one actually sitting behind his jab, being able to do that. He was able to counter. It looked to me like Danny Garcia, basically his game plan was to catch Keith coming in or leaving out of an exchange and trying to counter off him, which he got a couple good shots in. That was basically the bulk of the good shots that he did get off that night. But the problem was that he was getting hit with too many exchanges in between. Throughout the whole fight, it was generally Keith Thurman pushing the action each round, and there would be a couple times where Garcia would get off, but it would only be because Keith had pushed the action first. And when you look at the late rounds, say round 11 or 12 when it was clear that Garcia knew that he needed a knockout to win the fight, is when he actually started putting a little heat on it. And if he would have been able to do that throughout the fight, I think it would have been at least more of a split decision or closer to going his way. But
what the decision
it could have. There would have been a couple more clear rounds he could have won with the style. But I think the fact that he was getting hit with a lot of shots throughout the night, what he didn't want to do was to put himself in a position where he could be looking at a knockout, because he got wobbled way more throughout the fight than Keith did. Keith probably was in trouble maybe once.
I didn't ever see him really wobbled or hurt.
He got hit with a couple big shots. Yeah, and they was body shots, to be honest.
But I didn't see him cringe or anything.
Nah, none of that. There was, I mean, basically, what was that, round 2 or 3? You know, it was round 1. My man here in the studio saying round 1. I thought it was in round 2, but it was definitely in one of the earlier rounds, round 1 or 2.
Oh, it was round 1.
Round 1?
Right after I said.
Yeah.
And then I said the funniest shit would be if Danny Garcia get caught, make one of them make you look stupid.
Yeah. And he damn sure did it. So, I mean, Keith won the fight clearly. That split decision, I don't understand how in the hell. I love the whoever scored that fight that way, to score that fight with Garcia winning the fight by 2 rounds, which was a 115-113 score. They need to never be able to score any bouts ever again, because that I don't know what the hell they was looking at to see that he won that.
Danny Garcia, that, you know, they always have to put some type of home cooking mix in when there's a fight within one of the fighters' home, and I think that's probably what that was. Personally, I thought I called the fight almost to a T. I said that I was expecting a split decision, if not a controversial win for Danny Garcia, and that's exactly what it was. No, no. What I was expecting was a split decision win.
For Garcia.
For Thurman.
For Thurman, okay.
Or if it was a controversy, it was going to be that they gave it to Garcia, which they almost did, but they ended up not doing it. They gave it to Thurman, and then I pretty much saw both of them fight what I expected them to fight. He boxed. I thought Thurman was speed outdid Danny Garcia's maybe boxing ability, and I felt like Garcia didn't show up like he does a lot. No. Even when he wins, he didn't seem to show up. A lot of rounds he was stagnant.
He took a lot of rounds off.
Yeah, he took a lot of rounds off, and I thought that's what cost him the fight.
And Keith was very smart to make sure that he stayed active throughout the fight. He if he took a round off,
whether he missed a punch or not,
he made sure he stayed throwing punches to get out of those. I mean, to get out of those situations where, you know, Danny Garcia was trying to cut off the ring and trying to put him into a corner or whatever, and he would always punch his way out of those situations to keep dancing from left to right, similar to Floyd's style. And he won with that style.
Without the defense, I would have liked to see Thurman. Congratulations on your win. I would have liked to see you demonstrate a little bit more, work a little harder on your defense. I felt like your offense is pretty tight. Your punches were pretty accurate. You were on your toes. Your footwork was pretty good. Work on your defense a little bit would probably be my best suggestion to him. Danny Garcia, what you should have did was press the fight. Your body attack is wicked. Why you didn't do more of it, I'll never know. That's what I expected to be shots, where you could sway the fight to look like you might have won, and you didn't even take advantage of that. I think that if Danny Garcia would have put more of that left hook to the body to work, and he flung the overhand right a couple times. It touched his mark a couple times. I guess Keith Thurman either made the adjustment or Danny Garcia slowed down, but it didn't keep happening. And the body attack was almost non-existent to the point where it should have been at a higher level. You should have kept the fight closer. You were not winning the inside fight. Why did you continue to fight him on the outside? I'll never know. Yeah. But I thought it was overall it was a good fight. It wasn't a great fight, but it was a good fight. I wasn't mad. I watched it. It was two of the finest of the generation right now in the ring, and that's what we need to see more of in boxing. Yeah. I expect to see Errol Spence Jr. My heart's going with you as a U.S. citizen, but my mind is saying Kell Brook might have a little something special there, Errol Spence. And that's not hating on you, because like I said, my heart's with you to win. So bring your A game. What's the other fight they talked about? Andre Berto is supposed to fight.
Andre Berto went.
Who was that? They said Andre Berto supposed to fight.
What's the name? They just fought Thurman.
Oh yeah, so that's probably not gonna happen now.
No, yes it was.
The one that was right there beside.
Oh yeah, Sean Porter. So we see the Sean Porter.
That'll be a good fight. Their styles match up to create
Porter and Berto?
Yeah.
Off the top, I'm going with Sean Porter in that fight.
I'm going with Sean Porter too.
Yeah. You can say it. Our studio guest seems to think Berto is some shit.
I don't think I wouldn't give him shit, but he ain't gonna win that fight.
I think Sean Porter too strong and aggressive, and I think that's gonna overwhelm Berto.
Yeah, and then from there we got.
But I do think Berto. I think we'll see Berto get off some of them old shots. Them good uppercuts and hooks that he used to get off. Yeah. When we thought he was going to be like, I remember one time Berto was looking like to be the next Floyd Mayweather or something, and then he kind of fell apart. So, I think what we need to do is stop looking for the next Floyd Mayweather and just let these guys come into their own.
Exactly.
As fighters.
It's a lot of good fights coming up. Canelo and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
I expect Julio Cesar Chavez to get washed in that fight.
Pretty much. And then after that, they're talking about getting the Ward Kovalev 2 popping off sometime around June, July. So
definitely want to see that fight.
Definitely, that would be the fight of the year that I'm gonna be looking for as far as all the big fights coming up. If they make that happen, if that fight doesn't happen, I'm definitely wanting to see Chavez get his ass laid out up in there.
I would agree with that.
So that's gonna be a good fight right there.
All right, so I guess we'll wrap it up, man. Like I said, we don't want to do a full episode without our compatriot, Coach K. So we'll wrap it up for y'all. Thanks for tuning in. 0 to 100, motherfuckers. Out.
Why you got cuz to be so tough?